But you see this thing here? It's called a saddlebag bra. It's a saddlebag bra and it fits in on the inside. So even my bike has a bra. I've got some big decisions to make. I've not been connected all this time. It wasn't a snap decision. If you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know that I've been going back and forth on it for quite some time. In the end, it came down to a few practical things. Garage space is at a premium, the bike was due for new tyres and a service, and I just wasn't riding it enough to justify those costs. Hi, welcome. Just wanted to say thank you to every new subscriber, every person that's liked, commented on my most recent videos. It's meant a massive amount to me. I'm going to go out on the Harley today. The majority of the videos on the channel are moto vlog, but they're also based on as you get older as well. So it's not your usual kind of motor vlogging channel. And it was never meant to be. You will not see me on a track day. You will more than likely not see me doing any touring abroad. It's not something that I've got on my radar at the moment. I'm not saying that that will not happen, but within the next couple of years, it won't. So I'll just have a quick walk around the bike. It's a Harley-Davidson Electra Glide 2019. It's the Electra Glide standard, which means that it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, apart from those that we've added ourselves. It has Rockford Fosgate speakers. It has a Sony CarPlay entertainment system. It has a special petrol cap. It's got, I didn't know you called these, but you see this thing here? It's called a saddlebag bra. It's a saddlebag bra and it fits in on the inside. So even my bike has a bra. What I do like about this is the lights. These are my indicators. Oh, why is that not working? Why are they not working? Have I not been connected all this time? Ah. So, good job I did that filming because I wasn't connected. Right, so what's happened is inside here, I've actually got the wires wrong. A little bit of fixing in the field. It's a good job I stopped to show you what that is because nothing was working. So that's better. Well, that's not what I expected. So quick walk around the bike and we'll let you listen to the sound on there. There we go. Who'd have thought a Harley had a bra? There we go, so home. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoy the video and let's get on the road. No, I'm worried I forgot my key. Can't lock it. So I pulled up, turned my bike off and thought, oh my god, I've left my key at home. And I was like, what do I do now? If I haven't got my key, I can't start my bike. And a lovely gent offered to give me a lift back to get my key.
Got your keyless ignition thing, right? You dropped it on the floor and then you stopped it down. You start starting again. I've never done it before, I thought, I've done it today.
Oh, well, Wally.
In another inside pocket that I never used.
Yeah, but if you'd have needed a lift, I'd have
Thank
done it.
you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Yeah, I only had no. A long time ago.
Oh.
It wasn't necessary in the end. £34.75, £1.80.9 a litre for E5. Well, here we are. Another lovely day in Yorkshire. So I'm out today for a little conversation with myself and with you guys. I'm at a crossroads, and not properly, figuratively, don't panic if it's not in the title, I mean in life. So I'm at a crossroads with YouTube, I am at a crossroads with motorbikes, and I am at a crossroads with retirement. This is a really shabby junction that I've just got out of really easily. It's sod's law, that, isn't it? I've had this bike for, I think, 5 years. I know she's a heavy thing, but I can pick her up if I drop her. Not that I want to drop her, but I have dropped her and I have picked her up. So let's start with YouTube. Last year, about November, I was thinking, kind of mixing with not just YouTube, but with retiring. Knowing that my retirement was coming up, I thought I'd have a little bit more time on my hands. So, along with other things, I decided to start a YouTube channel. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do the channel on. I've got so many things that I really like to do, so I struggle to get it down to a particular niche, as they call it. They say riches are in the niches in America, but yeah, they call it a niche, we call it a niche. Anyway, I digress. So my YouTube channel started because somebody just said, just do a video and get it on, just do a video and get it on, just get started, which is what I did. And if you look back, I did a couple in the local park. I did walking the dog and just talking about how I was feeling, because I've had a few years where it's been a bit hard, a bit harsh. Not harsh as for everybody, but it was a bit harsh for me. And I thought it might help other people, because one of the things about doing YouTube is that it's quite often nice to help people. You can either teach things, or you can help people, or you can specialise, or you can just entertain people, which I hope this channel is a little bit entertaining and a little bit helpful. But I'm not trying to teach anybody, so I don't ride for anybody else. I'm not racing, I'm not teaching, I'm just enjoying my ride. So I did a couple of videos, and one of them was I'm not niching down, because I didn't want to put myself into a pigeonhole. And I was kind of doing this for me and for my grandkids to see, when I'm not around anymore. But also, it's as you decide that you're not going to work anymore, then you still have to keep relatively active. You need to keep your brain functioning. I've been a professional photographer this time round for 20 years-ish. Over 20 years. 2005 I started again. Ouch, that was a big bump. And look, I've sold over £1 million worth of photographs. I wish I had 1 million. I don't, because obviously there's costs involved in running a business and paying wages, and to some people £1 million might not seem a lot, and to other people it's like, Jesus Christ, that is a huge amount of money. So I've been very fortunate, and I've also got myself into a position where I'm tired, I'm burnt out. I loved photography. maybe I did once try and do a YouTube channel about photography, and I couldn't do it. My head was a mess. So anyway, one thing led to another. I went out on the motorbike, and that was the one that hit with people. That was the one that they resonated with. And I think it's the fact that I'm an older lady and I do ride a motorbike, and not just the female thing, because most of the people that are watching are fellas, which I'm very grateful for, thank you, and they've all been really lovely in the most part, and I do appreciate your comments and your liking and everything. But I think I've literally just been doing this for 6 months, and in terms of YouTube, a lot of people don't even get seen in 6 months. They might probably be getting like 50 views or 100 views or something. And as much as I'm really, really grateful, it's been a bit scary. Dirty bee, fly, beetle all over my visor. It's been a bit scary. I met username Kate, who I follow, and I absolutely love her content. I met her at the motorbike show, and she said, well, she's just really nice. And I said, oh, I've got a YouTube channel, but I've only just really started it. I said, I've only got 25 followers. And she says, what's your handle? And I told her, and she said, right, I'm following you now. You got 26, carry on. And so I have, and thank you, Kate, because you've been, I don't even think you'll see this anymore, but that was massive to me. And from having that 26 in November, I've now got about just under 2,600. So, and we're in May, we're in the middle of May. So I'm absolutely buzzing on that. I did get monetised in like 12 weeks or something, and I've had some payments through, I've had some brand deals, but I'm also very like, where do I go with this now? Because now it's a pressure, because I feel like I should be uploading once a week and I can't. I don't know what subjects people want to see. My thoughts were all about how you deal with stuff when you get older but still riding a motorbike, keeping riding, and it was never meant to be what I'd call a little success. For me, it's a massive success for me, because I'm chuffed to bits. My husband says I've done really, really well, but all I can see is, oh God, what am I going to do next? What's the next subject going to be? Where am I going to film? Is it boring? Are people think it's rubbish? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So YouTube has been wonderful to get me out, keep me going. I've learned a lot. I'm learning different software. I'm using the different bikes. It's making me get out on the bike, because quite often you put things off, don't you? I got out all through the winter, and that was fine. Now it's warmer weather, you'd think I'd be even keener to get out, but get a little bit of an anxious thing of, what am I going to do? What am I going to film? But I do love it, and now I'm like, I did go out without the camera, and I do that sometimes. Today I've got the camera on, and I'm on the Harley, which brings me to my next subject. But I'm going to wait for a different bit of scenery, and we'll have a chat then. Do you know, though, I've put more petrol in this bike than I normally do in my car. I was just pumping, I didn't realise. Nearly 35 quid. And I didn't like fill it right up to the top, or straighten it, if you know what I mean. I left it on the lean. Why do biker cafes all have gravel car parks? Not all, but some. Scally with a bally. So where am I going? I bet you can't guess that I'm going for a cup of coffee. Oh, look at the dust and the muck. Oof. Oh, it's like a tip or a quarry or something. That's disgusting. I need a filter. Horses. I love horses. Aren't they beautiful? I always wanted a horse. I wasn't allowed one. We weren't well off when I was a kid. Couldn't have a horse. Maybe that's why I got a motorbike. I know lots of horsey girls like to ride motorbikes as well. I love the torque on this bike. It proper pulls. So if you've watched the channel for any length of time, you know that I have got this bike, and I've also got a Triumph Tiger 800 XRT. Now, very, very different bikes for very, very different kinds of situations. The Triumph, though, the XRT, isn't an off-road bike. It's classed as an adventure bike, but it's the road version, just to avoid any confusion. And this one, definitely not an off-road bike. I got the Triumph back in July, and I found it very flickable, very rideable, very easy to manoeuvre. Although with the panniers on, I found it as wide, if not wider, than this Harley. So it's still not a filtering kind of a bike. You know, if you're in traffic, it's not a commuting bike, it's a going out and having fun bike. And I do like to have panniers or a top box. I like to take loads of stuff with me. So I'll need like an extra top, or I'll need a tripod or a camera gear. I like to take emergency tool things as well. I know you normally have a bit under your seat, but it's a different kind of thing really. I like to take my tyre pressure gauge, not tyre pressure gauge, what is it? Inflator. Oh God, compressor, air compressor. I like that with me. I don't think I've got it today. Anyway, I like to take lots of stuff, so I like them both for those reasons. So which one do I like better? And that's difficult to tell. Then yes, they're very different bikes. This one I could happily sit on and ride all day. It's so comfortable. I've put a seat on myself from a German company, and it's like sitting on a sofa. It's great once you go in. It's the stopping and going that has the issue, because it's heavy. The other thing about the two bikes is, can I actually afford to run two bikes? Because as I've said, I've just come up to being retired. I was originally supposed to retire when I was 60. I've just turned 66, and my state pension kicks in June, because they tier it, they change when you will get it depending on when you were born, because it's like a phased retirement thing that's going off in the UK now. Some people are 67, some will be 68, and God help anybody beyond that if you actually get a pension. So although I've been, ooh, nice Suzuki, although I've been self-employed for quite some time, I've never had a private pension. It's not something that I could afford to do, because I was building up a business and it just didn't happen. So there we are. Don't need any excuses. That's where we're at. I literally have got the state pension and that's it. So my plan was, because I was a professional photographer and I was self-employed, in my head I was never ever going to retire. I was going to keep doing it, because it is something that you can continue to do. It's not something that you naturally stop, you know. It's not like, oh, you're this age now, you can't do it anymore. And to be fair, if I wanted to still do it, I could still do it, but my head's not in it anymore. So we've got this retirement thing. So I've basically not got much left. My retirement kicks in, and I'm going to manage two bikes. Now, I could sell the Harley and then have no more problems, but I love it. I could sell the Tiger, but I love that too. Oh, so do I do some other work? Do I fund my retirement so that I can keep two bikes? Or am I just having depreciating assets just for the sake of being an absolute magpie and not wanting to get rid of anything? I know most people would be very happy with one bike. Some people want half a dozen. I get it. But the other thing, some people ain't got any and they'd give the right arm to get what I've got. I understand that too. But at some point, something's got to give. But not today. Not today, Matthew. Today, Matthew, I'm going to be, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not far off my coffee and I've managed to fill all 3 subjects, I believe. So, retirement. It's wonderful if you've had a career that's been continuous and you've managed to get your retirement sorted. I was a mum and then I went and spent 7 years in South Africa, which was quite an experience. And then I started again once I came back. So everything's been a little bit different, really. Well, that was a nice cup of coffee, a little break, back on the road. Not going anywhere in particular, just making sure that I get out and ride this bike. If you don't use it, you lose it. I must admit the bike gets lots of compliments when I'm out and a lot of raised eyebrows. My favourite 3 things about the Harley Electra Glide: the sound, the comfort, the look. Got to be. And the power, so that's 4. Got to do 4. And my favourite 4 things about the Tiger: the look, because I love the colour, the lightness of it to kind of go anywhere. See, I'm not as quick, am I, saying how the things I love about it. I do love the bike. Now that's made me wonder. But the practicality, I guess, is a big thing. The things I don't like about the Harley: struggling, honestly. I thought, oh, I'm going to go really easy on this, but I'd say the weight, maybe when it's not moving, but then I'm still managing it, so I can hold it up, I can turn it, I can manoeuvre it, I can turn it round. I guess it's if I'm on gravel, going somewhere tight that's got gravel, like up a little gravelly hill or down a little gravelly hill. That's the thing. Get stuck in traffic because it gets a bit warm. I've been sat on a motorway on it before now, and like when the M1's been shut and I'm on it there. So the weight, the gravel kind of issue. What else don't I like about it? The cost of servicing. When you go to Harley-Davidson, the costs are pretty intense. However, I've just had issues with a main dealer Harley because my bike was booked in for an MOT and I was going to take one of their bikes out for a test run and I was going to film that as well. Now when the MOT was due, I'd got it booked in and I was going to go, and then the switch went on my side stand. The switch went, which meant that when the side stand's up and you put the bike into gear, the bike is under the impression that the side stand is still down and it stops and it won't run. Now it's a really, really heavy bike under those circumstances when you have to put it in the back of a vehicle and get it to a garage. Now the garage came out and picked it up and fixed it for me, but it wasn't the Harley garage, it was Pontefract Motorcycles. Once again, Pontefract Motorcycles have got me out of a twang. Now what happened was with the main dealer, the side stand went, look, I rang them up, I said, look, I've got it booked in for an MOT, but my side stand sensor's gone so I won't be able to bring it in. What's the thing? What are we going to do? So she says, oh, well, we could pick it up for you. And I said, all right, that's fine. How much is that going to cost? And then it's, oh, where are you? And then she rang me back and said, oh, no, we only come 20 miles, so we won't be coming to where you are because you're too far away. It'd cost you like £160, but we can't do it anyway because you're too far. Anyway, Nick said, don't worry, sweetheart, we'll come, we'll pick it up, we'll get it fixed and we'll bring it back for you. And that is what they did. They had to get a brand new part from Harley because he wanted to put a genuine part on. He didn't want to mess about with it because he said it's such a beautiful bike. Took it back, put the part on and delivered it back home for me. And it was so reasonable, honestly. And I'd highly recommend anybody wants to go there. It's not a promoted post, it's not a promoted video. But Pontefract Motorcycles, well, they're just brilliant. So that is that. So I don't know what's happening with Harley and getting things serviced and stuff. So I know a lot of the dealerships are closing, aren't they? But touch wood, this bike's never given me a bit of trouble. And I don't do a lot of big touring or anything, but before I started YouTube, I used to get out a lot more. It's bizarre, isn't it? Ooh, that's pretty. But I rode up to Lake Windermere and back for a cup of tea and a slice of cake. That was good. And I went on this. And I could still walk when I got back. My backside was fine. Oh. So it's a bit chilly today. It's not what I expected at all. So this video is a little bit different to what I normally do. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm just talking rubbish. But I just thought I'd come on and tell you what's going off and where I'm at and how things are at 6 months in of doing YouTube. The one thing I haven't told you is how much money I've earned. So it's not a lot, but it is something. And I'm 6 months in and it's my third month of getting a payment. So your minimum has to be £60 to get paid. I am going to do a separate video on that. I'm also thinking about how I'm going to supplement my income. Now, am I going to carry on being a content creator? Am I going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that? I don't see myself retiring completely. I just know that I'm not going to be a studio photographer moving forward, which is what I've done for the last 20 years. So if you're interested in the kind of stuff that I've done before, leave a comment. I'll tell you the kind of things I've done. If you're interested in me producing something to help you with anything, like if you want to know what gear I use, if you want to know about photography, about learning photography. I've been doing photography as a job on and off since 1982. So I know a little bit, and I could have gone into teaching, but I'm not keen on teaching. It's not for me, but I might do it on a channel. So I might do a little bit if that's something that you're interested in. So I'd love to know what you'd like to see on the channel. It'd be really useful for me. But my channel is all about life in the fourth quarter, getting over 60, carrying on riding a motorbike, enjoying life, and sod 'em all. That's it. Right guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you have, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Really interested to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next one.
Before I wrap up today, I just wanted to let you know that I've sold the Electra Glide. It wasn't a snap decision. If you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know that I've been going back and forth on it for quite some time. In the end, it came down to a few practical things. Garage space is at a premium, the bike was due for new tyres and a service, and I just wasn't riding it enough to justify those costs. On top of that, every year it sits there, it loses value. So financially, it didn't really make sense to keep holding on to it. More than anything though, making the decision has actually taken a bit of stress away. It's been one of those things hanging over me for ages, and it's nice to finally have some clarity. I don't regret owning it. It was an amazing bike and I really did love it, and I've made some great memories with it too. But for where I am right now, selling it was the right decision. Thanks for following the journey with the Electra Glide. And don't worry, there's still plenty more bike content to